The global economy will withstand the tariff storm slightly better than expected, according to Alvaro Pereira, chief economist at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD), in a report that revised upward its forecast for global growth in 2025, while cautioning against potential negative effects to come.
Um, in the past few months, we had data that was revised up for certainly some emerging market economies like in Indonesia, Brazil, and India, mostly for idiosyncratic shocks, but temporary ones. And so that's why we became a bit more positive about this year, even though we see that the next few months we expect that industrial growth and consumer confidence likely will come down. So we expect that growth will be subdued next year, around 2.9%. Usually when the world economy is doing really well, it's growing around 4%, so we're far away from that. And we expect also a little bit more inflation, especially in the United States. It has not changed. What we also know is that the impact of tariffs has taken longer to reach the economy, partly because a lot of firms, a lot of countries, there was a lot of front loading before the tariffs went into being. A lot of firms decided to act and export and stockpile in the United States and export from other countries, so that to avoid the tariffs. And in fact, in certain countries, in particular the United States, the inflationary pressures have increased. They have not been as high as we expected, partly because the impact of tariffs have not fully been materialized, as I explained before, but we expect that the next few months this will take place. I think we can say certainly that France needs to be very careful with their finances in the next few years. And it means that what happened in countries like certainly Italy, Portugal and others, they went back to fiscal discipline and they put that on a downward trajectory. In France, that is still rising and is expected to rise in the near future. I think there has been an important consolidation that took place in the last year. It's important to continue. In the United States, you see a huge boom in AI. Europe was not in the leading edge 20, 30 years ago when the computer and then the internet was diffused. Europe is again behind with the AI. What is behind this? What is not making Europe growing enough? Countries like France and Germany and others, why are we growing so little? And for me, that's the most important thing. What can you do in order to bring growth to Europe and so that our young people, and not so young, stay here, invest here,